Out of nowhere, question of the week: Zombie King. You're a free agent. You ready to sign? What's the number? Six figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, 9 figures?
Honestly,
you want more than The Rock? You want more than Brock Lesnar? More than Roman Reigns?
I'm a realist wrestler, okay? I just want a job there. All right? Just give me a job. I don't care. I mean, a couple of thousand will help, maybe $100,000 a year, maybe around there, to start. But, just give me a job. Just give me a contract. And I'll work it from there.
Okay, Zombie King said 100,000, some catering, and some water bottles. You can sign him right
Get a
now.
heck of water. Vince, TK, if y'all is making this much money, you don't have at least one case of water back there, shame. Shame, you know your name.
I mean, we heard Ed say that, the catering at WWE was amazing. He couldn't even shit on it.
Now, oh man, I think about catering sometimes. I'm like, yo, they probably got some good stuff.
I got the good stuff.
Good shit.
You're thinking it's just salad in a tinfoil.
From the local pizzeria down the street.
Yeah, some broiled chicken from Panera Bread or something like that. You know what I mean? But hey,
I'm good with that.
I like the answer. 100,000, staying real to himself. He said, "Just pay my bills, make me live comfortable, and I'm good. I'll sign anywhere." We got a lot of wrestling to talk about, free agent talk about, people getting hurt to talk about. Let's go ahead and start our show.
Enjoy.
Work videos audience with 95% of them are idiots. My testicles are the size of grapefruits. Whoa!
What is going on, RingSiders? Your favorite faction is back. I'm Marcus Hernandez. I'm with the Zombie King. I'm with Brandy Pena or Brandy Savage. We're with Martin. Chano couldn't be here today. He had to, he said he was off, and then, real life calls. It's a little upset he can't be here with us, but he tagged in his favorite person in the world, his ex-tag team partner. Martin is in the building with us. How's it going, fellas? What is everybody up to?
What's going on, man?
Hanging out, man, enjoying wrestling this week.
Oh, man. Right. Enjoying
wrestling. I mean, it's good all around. This tournament, man. I'm really enjoying this tournament. This tournament, it's been I don't think it has been one bad match yet from the tournament.
Yeah, the United States Championship tournament has been wonderful.
So this tournament, are we watching? There's so many tournaments being thrown around right now. So many tournaments.
That is true. Was that a comeback? A get back from the E?
Which one? The Iron Survivor or the USA title? Which one?
No, the US title. True. The Iron Survivor.
Both of them.
A lot of tournament.
Both of them. Hey, we had some sad news this week. We actually found out last week. We talked about it. Brandy brought it up. We spoke about it a little bit with Brian. Charlotte Fair. Looks like she's going to be out indefinitely. 9 months. They're saying she damaged a lot. She damaged a lot. What was it? Torn meniscus, ACL, MCL.
Name every ligament she probably did it.
Big toes, fingers, nose. It's a lot. The whole list was there. 9 months. She's not gonna come back. What does that mean? She just signed a big contract too, right? Wasn't that a whole?
She damaged everything.
At least she signed that.
Guaranteed money.
Guaranteed money. No, we hate it though. It's not. We really do hate it. We do hope you come back, Charlotte. Come back strong. Come back big, and get better because the women's division does hurt without you in it. And hopefully some of these new women can step up, take a spot. Who really knows?
A spot is open.
Spot is open, and we'll see what's up. We don't know yet, but Charlotte, get better, and we'll see you when you get back because we know it's probably going to be WrestleMania. That's what I'm hoping for. I think the 9 months might be a little work, but we'll see.
Let's see.
We'll see what's up. Who knows? Martin, you're covering for Chano. Chano had Smackdown. Tell us your thoughts. Unfortunately,
Man, starting SmackDown like
right? Dang.
Look, Smackdown was an okay show. It's a watchable show. I'll give it that.
Hater alert! Hater alert! Hater alert!
It's a watchable show. But luckily, I did watch it. It starts off with Roman Reigns. I guess, I don't watch SmackDown as often. He's not always on SmackDown from what it sounds like. This was a big deal. He comes out, he's got his boys with him. They, I'm not lying. Bloodline, everybody kind of looking more cut lately. But
Yeah, man.
they do this thing where Roman, he does his acknowledgement stick, and then he goes, we're going to acknowledge the heir of the tribal chief. And, you see Jimmy, he's like, I'm about to get my promotion.
Hey, man.
And coach, and it turns out to be Solo. Randy comes out to, I'm going to say, very little pop. And they have this promos where Randy pretty much establishes that he's coming for the bloodline. It doesn't matter who's in the way. He's coming for it because he acknowledges that Roman right now is a legend, but he is still the legend killer.
I love that. I love that line when he said that. I popped for that.
I'm glad he did because the crowd did it. Because he looked both
I don't
ways
care.
for the crowd. He was putting his hands up like, "Come on, guys,
Give me something.
Now my question for you guys is this opening segment. Because for me personally, I don't know if it was the lack of crowd. None of it felt believable, and I think that's the issue. Like nothing Randy said felt believable to me. Usually when Randy cuts a promo, I'm like, "Yo, Randy's gonna kill this guy, regardless whether he wins or loses." And now I'm at a point where I'm like, it's just another Roman thing. Like none of this is believable. So
Part of me feels like if that segment would have been at the end of the show, we would have got the pop. And the crowd probably would have bought into it more. But since it started off the show, and I understand why you started with the show, you said Roman's coming back. Got to put the tribal chief right there as soon as the show starts. But I think if you really would have put that at the end, it just would have been a better segment overall for Randy and Roman. But just for the crowd in general, it was too early. You know what I mean? I think they try to hype them up with Roman, and they just didn't get it as much. And maybe not even at the end, maybe in the middle. Just starting the show off with it was a little dry. It's something that the Judgment Day would do. So we see it every day on Raw. And I think you gotta switch it up a little bit.
I agree. I think WWE needs to kind of steer away from opening up with promo segments and open up with a solid match and then do a segment or something. Like open up with like a solid, like AEW doing. They always open up with a solid match, and that's for me as a wrestler or a wrestling fan. That's what I want to see. That's going to captivate my thing. Of course, everyone wants to see Roman, but why not say Roman for last? He's your main guy, So I agree.
Because I'm gonna tell you what they could have opened with. Talking about a solid match, they easily could have opened with this Carmelo Hayes debut against Grayson Waller. Solid.
True.
Solid. I mean, they looked great, both of them.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, that was a good
Before the match, they played a Logan Paul vignette. He did this for both matches. And I gotta say, it made the match to me 10 times more entertaining. Logan Paul not being on the show and just doing that to me is like the best thing. He had this perfect line where he said, "Oh, Melo don't miss." Well, that's funny because you've been in NXT and I missed your whole career. And I was like, oh man. Don't get him, Melo. Like,
goddamn.
Like,
goddamn.
But those two had a fabulous match. They really did. Melo got the win. I had a question because I'm not 100% sure. I don't watch NXT. Are they following the NXT storyline, or is it just like they're different universes at this point?
I almost looked at
yes and no. It's like a different universe. They mentioned it in NXT.
I want to say no because Carmelo had no injury. You know what I mean? He got hit on Tuesday. He got jumped, had a knee injury, and he's perfectly fine on Friday night. That'll make
You can't show you're injured on the main Raw, bro. They're savages, man.
He had
They're
2 days
going for
off.
that.
He had 2 days off. Put some ice on it. Put it up.
Take an ice bath. You're good.
You're good. You're good.
But he's selling it again next Tuesday.
That's it. He just had a match.
He just remembered. He just remembered that it hurt. You know what I mean?
And after that match, my knee hurts again. Time to go sell that knee.
No, but I really did enjoy this match. Carmelo Hayes getting the dub, and I said whoever the NXT guy is needs to go ahead and go 1-on-1 with Logan for the title. And I think it's Carmelo Hayes. You know what I mean? I think it just really needs to be Carmelo Hayes. He's going to have a great match. I think he goes against Kevin Owens next week, or I should say this upcoming Friday. So that should be another good match. I kind of hate to see Waller lose though. Not gonna lie, because he's somebody I'm big on. He's on main roster. He's young. You could build him up, but I understand why you give it to Carmelo. You know what I mean? You're trying to show the future of the business, and Carmelo Hayes is definitely that.
Yeah, but I'm not the biggest Grayson Waller fan. You guys know, but don't sleep on him. I mean, ever since he tagged up with Austin Theory, I don't know. There's something about that combination. Like now, I believe him as heels. Now this for something like this. You two rub off so well that I hate it.
True.
Well,
False.
Speaking about Theory, he lost to KO in a match that was just as good. I'm not gonna shame on it. I watched.
I enjoyed it.
I watched this on Hulu, and I didn't have to fast forward, so it was a good match.
He did not have to touch the remote.
What made the match?
Hater alert. Hater alert.
And he's wearing blue.
What made this match for me was the Logan Paul vignette. When Austin Theory comes out, he goes, "We have young talents who are chiseled and beautiful like Austin Theory, and then we got these fat slobs like Kevin Owens in this ring." And I mean, just Logan Paul, perfect. We had the return of the Kabuki Warriors. I guess they're allowed to just not be damage control when it's just two of them.
Well, no, they're the Kabuki Warriors when they're the tag team.
Yep.
Okay.
Damage control is the faction. When it's just them two out there, they're the tag team.
It's kind of like the Usos were part of the bloodline, you know?
I was gonna say it's like New Age Outlaw
True.
on DX.
Yeah.
That too, yep.
Makes sense. Those two girls, they're getting the straps. I mean,
Fantastic.
100%.
They looked incredible. I think they didn't want them, to beat Chelsea in this, so they gave it. Sorry, but those girls that just won the belts, I gave them a month.
Not even.
They
Not
got a month
even.
before.
No,
Kabuki Warriors,
honestly, I'm the opposite on that one. They're the only tag team that actually actually has a tag team moves, good tag team moves. I mean, the character's not really there for me, but the ability and wrestling wise, let them rock that for at least 3 months.
I think they're good, but 3 months is way too long. Way too long.
3 months is definitely
new faces.
I give it to
never too long, but you're also sleeping on the Kabuki Warriors. I mean, we're talking about former tag team women
Yeah,
champions.
I'm about to say they have a different to do with.
Asuka and Kairi Sane
They're
are
definitely
they're fabulous workers. I mean, Katana and O Girl, congratulations. But the Kabuki Warriors are definitely taking those titles, and I think Martin's right. I think it's easier to have the Kabuki Warriors go over them than over Chelsea Green.
Chelsea was just too much.
It'll be.
Yeah,
Chelsea's right.
I agree on that. At least you can get a solid match out of the
definitely.
the new tag team.
And then, of course, we had the main event, guys. That was Randy versus Marcus's favorite Uso, Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, Jimmy's been so funny on this run.
He's been great. He's been hilarious. This match was a segment. Let's be honest. It was leading all to a segment. Bloodline comes out for interference. LA Knight comes out for the save. And then we get the return of one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. And that's the phenomenal AJ Styles, who's super jacked.
Looking jacked, bro.
Yo, I don't know
What
what
workout? Let me get the recipe, y'all.
HGH.
Just send me
this-
Zombie King,
HGH.
Randy, AJ Styles. Send me your workout plan. I need to get jacked. You see the arms on that guy? God damn.
I'm saying
That was-
that UFC trainers back there now because these guys.
Oh, true.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's all about the trainer.
Plot twist. AJ takes out Brendan's least favorite wrestler, LA Knight.
Hey, man.
And walks away with everyone looking confused. And I didn't really like that part.
Dumb as shit.
He walked right by the bloodline. The bloodline should just jump.
Bro, he just attacked Roman.
Yeah.
Jump.
You gonna give him a pass?
But
I mean,
Hey. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
not after he just smacked you.
I mean, you gotta look at it like this. If the smallest guy in the room comes and just slaps the shit out of the biggest dude in the room, you're not gonna say anything to him. He's not friendly with this guy. Yeah, I'm just gonna let him walk by. I'm gonna mind my business. You know what I mean?
You do.
Yeah, I think it was I think Randy, Roman, the Bloodline, Paul Heyman, the commentators, AJ Styles are all in agreement. LA Knight, that guy sucks. They're just, he sucks.
Yeah.
And it's like, Roman was like, you know what? He smacked me, but you also smacked that guy. So cool.
Yeah. Not you.
I didn't say that. That's
Randy
saying that's
Orton
what they think.
Wow. Randy Orton, like the that's why I always consider him to go. It's the little things. Like he looked over, and was like, I get it. I get it.
I totally get it. I definitely
Yeah.
get it.
I'm really hoping that this storyline is straight petty and AJ Styles is just like, you know what, bro? You took my shtick. I used to come out here and had the crowd say my name as AJ Styles, and you think you can come here? I hope it's just about the crowd saying his name. I hope that's what the whole feud's about.
That sounds like that sounds like something that that sounds like something Drew McIntyre is doing right now with Jey Uso over there at Raw. Oh, Chance is not here, so there's no Drew McIntyre slander.
Oh wow.
That's a great
We
thing.
forgot how much we like to kill.
He's such
Yeah.
a superstar.
Oh, I love that leather kilt.
Leather kilt.
This leather.
Nobody can
Heavy
pull that
leather
off like
kilt.
Drew. Only Drew can pull that off.
Come on. Fashion statement.
But back to that main event, man. Randy, man. Randy's so good, dude.
So just the little things he does, man.
That injury didn't even slow him down. He's so smooth in the ring. He's just the man is above wrestling. You know what I mean? Like he's thinking 5 steps ahead of everybody in the ring. Before the bell even rings, the match is already over in his head. He already knows how it's going to go. So it's really dope to see something like that, especially from a veteran like him. That's a stretch.
You said that's what they used to say about Bruce Lee. The fight's over before it even started. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Like 3 years be like, I agree. And you'll
No. But before we go on SmackDown, I think AJ Styles and LA Knight is a perfect feud for LA Knight. I think AJ Styles can really elevate LA Knight. It'll be more for LA Knight than it will be for AJ Styles, but AJ Styles is a working man, and I think we can get something solid out of that.
I think every opponent that LA Knight has been in the ring with has elevated LA Knight to become a better wrestler, to also humble him a little bit as well. You know what I mean? So I want to see more. I know everybody's not behind him, but
hey, man.
I want to see some kind of gold around his waist. You know what I mean? I feel like he deserves that.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish Chance was here.
He's like, I wish Chance.
Signed cards that WWE will acknowledge that these two were an Impact and that they had history together without ever saying Impact.
No, they'll say Impact. They'll say Impact.
They won't say it.
Yo, Michael Cole will say it. He's been saying it.
Yeah.
Since Triple H took over,
They
acknowledge those things.
They acknowledge everyone.
They won't say TNA because they're switching names.
Instead of
Maybe that.
AEW.
But they'll acknowledge their
They'll
history.
say something.
Yeah.
They'll say something.
Because even when
Something of that nature.
they were doing it for Riddle, which I thought was so like, damn, y'all doing it for Riddle? Like, I was like, okay.
That's a good point, Brandon. They do acknowledge their history, even though it's outside.
Yeah, I like that they do that now.
Right.
It shows that Michael Cole's not an idiot. We know he's not,
He's the GOAT.
but WWE head now he's like, nah, I know this history now. I know it.
I'm a fact junkie. I know everything.
Facts.
Yeah,
One of the greatest commentators of all time. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah.
I give you
Michael Cole is one of the greatest to ever do it. Brandy, what was up with Monday night?
Man,
We were speaking about Drew McIntyre. Tell us about the leather kilt.
Man, speaking of the leather kilt, I do have to agree with Chance. It's a little goofy, but speaking of goofy, This Raw was probably one of the goofiest episodes I've seen in a long time. And with that said, it was great. I think goofy and wrestling, when those two things combine, it's fantastic. It started with the Miracle on 34th Street match with the R-Truth and the stipulations of JD McDonough. And that was just that in itself was hilarious. You had Kofi Claus with the big old booty. Yeah, like, goofy as hell. Even Shinsuke's vignette with the Milka cookies and the Christmas tree and the American Nightmare book. Goofy. Just goofy. And then anytime Cody Rhodes comes out and he's just mad, goofy. he do that walk. And then you had Tazowa challenging Ivar. Again, goofy, but it just made for great TV. And then the Jey Uso protecting Kofi Kingston from Imperium. I don't know if you guys saw the end of that match, which, by the way, that match was actually a really good match. I love the way they did the power levels of, like, I could take 2-on-1. Kofi came out and held, but it was still a 2-on-1, and your man Jey held it down. But then Kofi and Jey were doing the hand raises after the match. Bro, like, yo, this crowd compared to SmackDown's crowd on Friday, like, this crowd was amazing. Like, this crowd was rocking with everything they were doing.
They're hot.
And then, the main event comes. You got the Creed brothers coming out, and you got Cody Rhodes telling them, like, knock them around a little bit. And then the Creed brothers act like fanboys. I love that a little bit. Shows that they're rookies. Right then and there, like Zombie King said earlier, the match was over before it even started. Like, literally, I saw that, and I was like, oh, they can't win. They're too hyped for this opportunity.
Yeah.
And then they came out. They put on a good match. I do think that creedus ball, I'm not a big fan of that move, man.
No.
They did it twice.
That's a goofy
ass move, and it's just dangerous. Like, they did it twice. And he almost landed on Damien's head. He did a good job of bridging his back and protecting Damien. But it's just like, if you have to do that every time, or you have to figure out how to keep somebody safe while doing something reckless, I just don't think we should be doing it. I don't know. What do you guys think about that move?
I mean, I'm not a fan. And I mean, it's almost an oxymoron to do a reckless move, and to be safe. But that like, to me, if I'm giving it and I'm cannonball, right? How am I supposed to take clean bump? I don't know.
It's not even safe for the
Like,
performance.
I don't like it.
I agree.
I think, like, giving it is hard, but you gotta, like, jump, be in the ball, hit, turn. Like, there's too many variables
That's how I feel about
for
it.
an injury.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's cool because it's new.
It is new.
You know what I mean? And I think on that aspect, it's really cool to see them do that. Because you've never seen anybody do it. It's a new move. They definitely got creative with that. To say it's unsafe, I mean, is it that bad? You know what I mean?
I don't think it's.
I mean, we have
It's
Finn Balor doing coup de grace on guys. Like, is that more, much worse? I should say.
I mean, we see the next move. He did it on his back. Like,
yeah. I mean, but he does it on the front too.
I'm just saying, it was like,
I don't know. It would be unsafe, yes, but I think if it's controlled well, and I think the Creed brothers have been doing it quite some time, to where I think he knows where he wants to land. Sometimes, accidents will happen, but I think that move is just safe enough for those guys to do.
It's safe for the
opponent,
a little unsafe for the giver.
For me, it's not a finisher move. You know what I mean? It's a cool tag move to do, but it shouldn't be right. It shouldn't be do it and then go to the pin. To me, it doesn't have that much impact. To say, it's not a 3D, right? So I think the move is cool, but it's not one of those moves where you do it and go for the pin.
They're definitely trying to protect it. You know what I mean? I feel like they're really trying to protect the move. So right now, it's presented as a 3 count. It hasn't been led to a 3 count, I feel like, on the main roster, but it's definitely being protected as such. It might have actually hit it once, I think, against Chad Gable. But
think so.
But I will say this: they remind me a lot of the Steiner brothers. Like, I do think, like, they have that.
Oh,
like this that.
They definitely molded their whole gimmick after that.
Yeah, especially Brutus with the onesie. But but before we wrap up, Raw, I do want to congratulate Katana and Kaden on winning the new tag team championships. I want to shout out Chelsea Green for holding down that division as long as she did, with 2 partners, 1 tag team reign. I think she did an amazing job of elevating the division or just keeping it steady and not declining in a sense. And then elevating Katana and Chance right at the right time. But Katana and Kaden, I'm sorry. Katana and Kaden, I do got to say, watch out for the Kabuki Warriors, as I said earlier, because they are coming. And like I said, with the 3 months,
They're coming hard.
I don't think the 3 months would last.
Pause.
Yeah, pause. I wanted to pause you so bad. But I don't think it would be 3 months simply because it's on a loop. It's on Monday and Friday and supposedly on Tuesdays. I don't think they can defend it 3 nights a week or the opportunity of 3 nights a week for 3 months.
We'll see. We'll see. I want to backtrack to let's backtrack to that opener on Raw real quick, fellas. R-Truth, man. R-Truth is just great television. 51 years old, doing his thing. The man is a walking bag. You know what I mean? Still doing his stuff. Had a great match with JD too.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's just like perfect. He's in Judgment Day.
Yes, sir.
He's official.
Damien Priest's great character so bad. Damien and Finn cannot keep a straight face when R-Truth is in that ring with them.
No one can.
Exactly.
Even when he was in there with Brock, he made Brock crack.
He's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's super talented, man. He's just super gifted. We don't get entertainment wrestlers like that.
no.
You know what I mean? So you got to appreciate for what it is, and he's still doing it at a top-notch level to where I don't think you see one bad comment about R-Truth. You know what I mean?
This
So
is
holding
one
it down for
story.
North Carolina, and you love to see it.
Yeah, this is one story I heard, and hopefully it's true. That after they did that segment with him and Brock went back to Vince and tried to convince Vince to have a storyline with R-Truth because he just loves working with him so much.
Yeah, no, R-Truth is the GOAT, man. The bloodline keeps him around for jokes. Like he literally travels with the bloodline or did, and now he's traveling with Jey Uso. So you know, like those two are funny as hell. So you can't even imagine the rides with those guys.
I do want to say also, the Kofi clause was fantastic.
Had me dying
It was-
tonight.
It was it was so entertaining. I just want to say, Raw, Triple H, man. I know my guy can't do much in the ring, but could you imagine the pop you would have got if you heard "It's a new day" and then Big E just comes out to help his brother? That would have been right there. It would have just been fantastic.
Would've
Just
been
it
great.
would have been like a Christmas miracle. We're not asking for a match, but just to help his friend, you know. So
That's it.
I feel like Raw dropped the bag on that a little bit. Right.
Clothesline.
A quick
Nothing serious.
fun.
I have to say, the more we don't see
You know?
Big E, the more I feel like we're getting Big E, though. You know what I mean? Like we're getting closer to that return, man.
Maybe.
Nah, he's coming back.
Keep-
You bugging? He's coming back.
He might.
The Rumble. He'll be back.
Let's see.
There's only one healthy New Day member, so hopefully-
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, Kofi's gonna hold it down no matter what, bro. That's a walking legend.
I seen on Twitter, you know, someone said that this is what twice this month Hell Froze Over. We got CM Punk's return, and we got the New Day and the Usos teaming up. You know,
Oh, man.
Hell Froze Over, man.
It's a new day.
Let's jump into some NXT, fellas. The show opens up with Tiffany Stratton and Fallon Henly, and man, these women for the amount of time that they had an incredible match. And Tiffany Stratton is just really good. Fallon is really good too, and both of these women are going to be they're just going to be superstars when they get to the main roster. So everybody that's up there, just watch out for Tiffany Stratton and Fallon because they're just going to be fantastic. I do wish instead of the backstage stuff, you would have just let these women cook in their match. But I get it. We're going to get it for New Year's Evil? Is that what they're calling it?
Yep.
Yeah, New Year's. Excuse me, New Year's Evil. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Old school theme pay-per-views. I miss those.
Hey, I think
Havoc.
Well,
That's one.
yeah.
Of the best.
Yeah, NXT
Keep
just holds
trying to keep the old names,
Yeah.
holding it down for everything. Let's talk about this men's breakout tournament. Lexis King, Dion Lennox. Hey, Dion Lennox is pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie. He kind of impressed me a lot, to the point where I was just like, I kind of want this guy to win. Like, forget Lexis King, but I'm trying to let King grow on me, and it's not working, man. It's really not working. Like,
Growing like a fungus.
hit the button.
Yeah.
Button.
No.
Hater alert. Hater alert. Hater alert.
I agree.
Nah, but-
I just don't see it.
No, but for real though, it's just I don't know, man. Like I said last week, the in-ring work is there. It really is with Lexis. It's just the charisma, man. It's just something about him in that ring. What do the young people like to say now? The aurora. That's the new word for wrestlers now. The aurora. The aurora of the wrestler. Aurora. Aurora.
That's a new one.
They got me sounding like a dinosaur in here. I don't even
Aura?
know. Aura? Nah, that sounds like aura.
Like AURA?
That sounds like
Like the aura of somebody. He has like.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know. Well, I don't know.
Good age.
I don't know, but whatever it is, Lexis King don't got it. The entrance is cool. The presentation of the band is cool. But him himself is just not there. I don't know. I don't know. Dion Lennox, though, remember that name.
I agree.
Because that dude really impressed me. Not gonna even lie. Really, really impressed me. He was just really good in the ring. I guess somebody really good for Lexis King to try to. I don't know how Lexis King made this guy look good, and I wanted him to win, and Lexis King's supposed to go over on this whole thing. You know what I mean?
He made him look good, bro.
Job.
He made him look really good. That's what I'm
Saying
saying.
Lexis King did a good job as a heel. He made.
That's a trade.
I guess you're right. I guess you're right. He did a great job as a heel. The other match on the men's breakout tournament also was also a decent match. Two guys who I haven't heard of, who I'm happy I saw. You had Luca, was it Crucifino? I never seen him before, but he had really good showcasing. Really good showcasing. He went up against Tavian Heights, who's another guy. Remember that name? That dude looks like he's about to be a beast. Moves real quick, real clean on all his moves. This match was very entertaining, and I didn't know who either of these guys were, but now I'm happy I know who they are because I think I'm going to see them again in the future. Remember both their names. Remember both their names.
But is Tavion Heights, was he doing high flying stuff?
He was moving quick. He's on the shorter side.
With a name like Tavion Heights, I expect WWE to make this guy like be jumping over everything.
Nah, you know that's not a WWE style of wrestling, though.
You're right.
That's not, it's just a name. It's just a name.
This guy's flying. He must be.
Yeah. Let's talk about this main event. This main event that technically got ruined. Over the course of 3 days. Everybody seen the video. No, last week it got leaked, right? This got leaked. Let's talk about it for a little bit. So it all starts with Rich Holland coming back, rudely interrupting the NXT champion. You know what I mean? First of all, you don't do that. Comes out talking about he's coming back to NXT. You know what I mean? States he's coming back, wants a title shot, wants to prove himself, blah, blah, blah. Dragunov is like, you know what, bro? Fuck it. We could do it tonight, right now. Let's go. Me and you. You want it? You want the title shot? You got it right now. That didn't make Trick happy, but Trick, relax, dude. He's a champion. He calls the shots. He does what he wants to do. And he made that blatantly clear to everybody backstage. He is the champion. If he wants to wrestle, he will wrestle. No questions asked. It's not up to anybody but him. Cool. The match was good. Rich Holland and Dragunov had a good match. The ending sucked. You know why it sucked? Because last week this video got leaked of Dragunov getting hurt. And who would have thought that this was going to be the ending of this match? So everybody was like, oh, it was a house show. It was a house show. Nah, it was a pre-recorded episode of NXT.
Boom. It's the holidays, man.
And this is what we got. It's the holidays. You're absolutely right. It's the holidays. But you know what? That's NXT's fault. For some odd reason, I feel like we shouldn't have gotten that ending. It should have been something else. You know what I mean? But they still gave it to us. And it was just like,
I mean, it's their fault, but it's also our fault as fans.
Yeah, we can't. Once we get peeked behind the
We
curtain,
can't. Exactly.
yeah, we kind of.
We're not keeping our mouth shut.
But I mean,
Hey guys.
NXT Anonymous leaked it, right? I assume. No.
I think so. Right?
I mean, it's so hard to keep things on the wraps these days, you know? With social media and then people leaking stuff backstage and stuff. It's so hard to be like this when people return and they get the pop they do because they work it's so hard now to keep stuff on the wraps. So it sucks when they do recording and then they just released it online.
I think it's their fault simply for the fact that it was just a bad call.
Yeah,
People
It was.
well, no, but like people didn't spoil the match because it was a bad match or whatever. People spoiled the match because the gimmick they're giving Ridge Holland is that he injures people after the Big E thing. People don't like that. That's why me and Marcus, we were watching NXT when I told you about this. I was like, hey, apparently Dragunov got hurt. Like, we were watching Wednesday, was it?
Yeah, Dynamite.
I was on Twitter and everyone was posting, they were like, Dragunov's hurt. And like it took a whole day for people to realize it was storyline, but that's the whole reason why. It was WWE's fault for booking something so controversial that we had no reason but to talk about it.
yeah,
Otherwise, I think it wouldn't
Maybe
have
that
been
was
as
the
leaked
point.
I think-
as it was. People would know, but not as leaked.
yeah, exactly. If it wasn't like a controversial ending, it wouldn't have got leaked in the first place. You're probably right. So that
True.
sucks for them. Again, we got to peek behind the curtain.
Question for the three of you guys. We talked about it last week with, is this going to be Ridge Holland's gimmick? As I was watching this match and I watched the whole thing happen, Dragunov, first of all, incredible seller. You sold the shit out of it, 100%. But does this make the champ look weak in that kind of cut right there? You know what I mean? Does that make?
I don't think it makes him look weak. Because you gotta like look at Ridge Holland as a main roster guy, still in his own right. You have to look at with this new gimmick for him, it's making Ridge look stronger more than it's making Dragunov look weak. And I'm actually one of the people that's excited for this gimmick for Ridge. I think like a simple someone a 3-month injury, that's fucking.
I don't know.
I don't
know. I feel like if you're my champion and you can't take a suplex because you accidentally land on your head,
we know Drag come back and whip that ass though. Like with all that fear,
absolutely.
So Dragunov he'll bounce back perfectly, in my opinion.
Do you think it was a bad angle for Ridge Holland, though? Do you think it was a bad angle to use the neck? You think they should have used a different body part?
Absolutely. It was a terrible, dude. Just him injuring people in general is terrible. No, I just think him injuring people is bad. This guy was getting death threats. Like, he was telling people not to message his wife. Like, it was real bad when the Big E thing happened. Like, Big E had to go out and be like, guys, like, things happen. Like, chill, he's sending me meat. I don't know if y'all remember that. That was a whole, like, thing. Like, Ridge Holland, if this was a gimmick that you could have given it to anybody. Like, oh, I'm injuring stars. That's what I do. I'm dangerous. You don't give it to the guy who actually took out your most loved superstar.
I mean, it's free heat, bro.
It might be free heat. I get it. But it's just a bad look.
So
if he accidentally does injure somebody again, we're going to say it's not this point.
It's the gimmick.
It's not. It's not. Let me ask you a question. Martin. If you're Ridge Holland and I come up to you, Triple H, and I'm like, hey, kid, look, here's the angle we're going to go with. You're just going to be the guy that hurts people. And you're going back to NXT.
Okay.
Yep. But I'm still making main roster money, right? 100,000 free water and catering.
Until next month.
Right. Overall, the main event was good. I enjoyed watching NXT this week. So shouts out to everybody that did it. Oh, I do want to talk to you guys about one thing. The Chase U and OTM segment was I don't even know. I don't know what was going on. They were playing dice. Mans was still gambling his money. Old girl with the strong accent is back. She's telling him he don't make calls, but he's making calls. It's just a lot going on. If they lose, OTM gets a title shot against the family. When is this gonna be over?
Why do you want it to end?
I don't know. I don't even know why I'm watching it right now, but it's but I got to. Not that I got to, but it is entertaining. I give it to them. And I'm the only person that saves this for me is the girl with the accent.
Yes.
Honestly. Like when she comes on, I'm like, all right, where she's about to cut some crazy promo right now on Andre Chase. And Duke's doing a good job too at like trying to tell him, like, bro, you don't need to be doing all this. Like, you already paid everything back. Like, why are you still in it? You know? So, can we see like Andre Chase become a member of the family?
Hey man,
Yeah, I would love that. I would love that.
family's a lackey.
You know what I mean? He does all the dirty work for them.
That's it. You know?
Next week we got Underground coming back. You guys hyped for that? Eddie Thorpe,
Yeah,
Daja.
he loves that underground match, doesn't he? What's up with him?
I don't know. Somebody likes Underground, so they keep bringing it back.
Someone.
Oh no!
Shane
I'm the Zombie King.
Blame.
Zombie King, what was up with Tony Khan this week?
Tony Khan. You know what? Sadly, with Collision, it's actually, I really enjoyed it. You know, they opened up with Cardio Andretti, just banger. Open up real quick. Before that, I love the little promos they do for the opening show. Not a segment, just a little talk your shit moment. Love that. Just real quick, 30 seconds, talk your shit. Boom, done. Talking's done. That's it. It's out the way. Go into the match. Banger match. Cardio versus Andretti. Banger. But let's be honest. Every match with Andretti has been a banger. This guy has been on a different level lately. Like, he's doing no wrong. They did a spot. I popped so hard for it when Claudio did the spin thing. I can't remember the name right now. Like, you grab people by the legs and turn them around.
Throws you around, takes you for a spin.
Into the sharpshooter. This is the first time I ever saw it. Andretti countered a sharpshooter with the figure 4. And, like, clean. Exactly. Which is money. Little stuff like that I pop for.
Yeah, Andrade is just filthy, man. He's just
filthy right now.
He's just so good.
Bandwagon knows this. Andrade's been one of my favorite wrestlers since 2014.
No, yeah,
Like, he's
I know that for a fact.
And honestly, I hope he don't sign with the E again. I think TK has something with Andrade. You can put him in any title, especially for the world title, and he can rock the title. Any title you put on him, but he can rock that world title.
I feel like he needs this Continental Classic. I think everybody's too worried about Swerve, John, and Jay White. I think Andrade is the guy, the perfect guy to have this title on, and then the perfect guy to go represent your company, your promotion at other promotions. Like, oh damn, this is what they're wrestling like at Collision at AEW. Like that's what this guy's going up against. Those are like guys like that. I think Andrade's the perfect person. And I think people are just too distracted with the Swerve Strickland, which no disrespect to Swerve, because whose house?
Yeah,
Swerve's house. You know what I mean? So
he's another wrestler that's been on a different level.
Yeah, but I think we're all in agreement that Swerve needs bigger and better things. Nothing, and we're not taking nothing away from this Intercontinental Championship that they're coming out with. But Swerve needs main title. You know what I mean? And I think Andrade coming back, especially from his injuries, just doing fantastic things. Man's in fantastic shape. I think that Intercontinental Championship is the perfect title for him. So I wouldn't be
if they put that on him. But moving on, Abaddon had a match, pretty much a squash match. Let's be honest. It's the lady got maybe 1-2 spots in. It wasn't that much there, but I do say they are pushing Abaddon. She is getting a nice push. I like it. It's something. It's not a pretty girl that's getting the push. It's something different. So
she's vicious, man.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. Julia Hart comes out again. Puts the title on the. I don't get that. I don't get the title on the floor thing, but Abaddon starts. They go at it with Sky Blue. Coming out, having a little face to face, doing her thing, and finally, join forces with Julia Hart. Turns heel fully, hopefully.
Darker blue.
I don't know what name they're gonna go with it, but she finally turns. So, hoping we get a tag match or a tag team run with them eventually. Well, on top of that, Thunder Rosa makes her return to Texas, makes the save. I guess she's back.
But at least she's back.
Yeah, she's back. Good for her, but wasn't really a pop there for me.
Yeah, she's back.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's Thunder Rosa, everyone. She's back. But Orange Cassidy defended his title against Brian Keefe, the bounty hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Decent match. Supposedly a overnight sensation. He had a hell of a match in Ring of Honor, I think the night before. Supposedly got him this title shot. What let me ask you guys, what do you think of him? Is he a playmaker? Is he someone to look out? Is he a top shelf kind of guy?
Anybody coming out, tip it on fo, bro. Star. Star. No, but his in-ring work is, incredible, dude. Incredible. Like,
it's funny because we watched the pay-per-view together, and the first thing me and Marks were joking about, we're like, "Oh, this guy has a bounty hunter gimmick."
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
like, come on, man. Like, come on now. And watching, we're like, "Oh man, this guy got it."
I was like, "Oh, this dude's great." Yeah, definitely a playmaker.
Not much of a move set. A lot of chops and pump kicks.
Strong style.
I give it to him. It was a solid match between the both of them. Did we see him again?
Yes.
Is this the one and done?
No.
I think
definitely. We'll see him again.
Yeah. I think he's on elite.
Really?
Yeah, agreed.
I really do. He's that next level.
I think he's all elite, but he'll be at that Ring of Honor like level just to develop. You know what I mean? I could see him with a Ring of Honor TV championship or maybe a pure championship just to build him up a little bit so people can see who he is. But I do agree. I think he's all elite. And the kid's fantastic. So shouts out to him for, first of all, having a great match at a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Everybody realizing that, damn, this dude is dope. Let me put him on a collision match. Had a great match with one of your best workhorses. You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
Shouts out to Brian Keith for definitely doing this thing. Definitely doing this thing.
I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed it. So, the girls' Texas match.
Banger.
I liked it. I watched it twice. First, I was like, it's decent. Then I watched it again. It was good. It was not at times. It was better than some of the men's Texas street fights. Like the spots, whoever cut themselves, you did not see it. All right. But my only thing about that, Willow took a clean crowbar shot to the back twice. I'm just saying she should be paralyzed. They should call 911. Damn near Joker and Robin in the damn ring. If you're gonna do like elite, keep it real. I know it's a fight, but real life, that's a crowbar and that's a spine. Okay? She should be paralyzed. So if you're gonna do stuff like that, keep it Triple H, man. Do the hand over the thing. Just protect it. Protect the business. That's all I'm saying. Protect the business.
Surprisingly, and you guys know this. I love Chris Statlander. I think she's fantastic. I didn't like her title run. You know what I mean? It was a little dry for me. But this tag team, man, I liked it. I loved the Chris Statlander Willow Nightingale. It was just something about those two just being together just made the match even better.
Yeah,
it was a fantastic job. They did a fantastic job. That whole match was great.
Austin Theory and Waller for me. For some reason, when they're together, I believe them as a heel. I don't like them, but separately, it's not it. But together, for some reason, it's like you guys just mesh very well.
You don't believe in
and the
Grayson
same thing
Waller?
with.
So you don't believe in Grayson Waller by himself?
By themselves, it's not there for me. But as that tag, just for some reason, they just together. You hate them together. Like they just hate them together.
They do a good job.
I don't know.
Awesome.
They do a good job.
I agree with that.
Eddie Kingston's advance and for me, it was type of like a weird match because Daniel Garcia wasn't like for me wasn't trying to win. Like every match, I don't know. For me throughout this whole tournament, it never felt like he was trying to win the match. It's more of him trying to prove something to all the wrestlers that he's in there with.
Daniel Garcia is his character development right now, his gimmick and everything he's going through is just fantastic.
Yeah.
It's because he's trying to prove to the guys that he wants to prove to the guy. He wants to prove to everybody in the back, I can do this. I'm a wrestler, just like you, Bryan Danielson, just like you, Eddie Kingston. But then at the same time, he's also trying to prove I can also be entertaining. You know what I mean? And he's going right. He's got that confusion. Like, which one does he want to do? And it's just he does a great job at picking at both. At times, you see him wrestling, and you're just like, damn, dude, Daniel Garcia is just he's awesome in ring.
Yep.
And then he starts doing his dance. He starts hitting his poses, starts talking to the crowd, and you're just like, oh, there goes the entertaining part. Daniel Garcia is a wild card, man. He's a wild card in Tony Khan's back pocket, and that dude's going to be a star. And just Mark, the kid's fantastic. The kid's really fantastic.
My favorite spot is when Eddie Kingston chop, breaking all them down, and he keeps here. Like it's those little things. It's showing more than a wrestling. You're showing character. You're showing fight. Like don't want to bring him back to the WWE. Like I didn't start to appreciate Roman Reigns until he had that match with Brock Lesnar and he was getting his ass kicked and he was laughing through it. That just it shows something more. So that I enjoy that from Daniel Garcia. So I really liked his work. I just more if he was trying to make this tournament really not. I mean, picks my words. Like I said, for me, every time he wrestled, he was never trying to win. He was always trying to prove something. Well, I just want it more if he's trying to win.
So we all agree the tournament has been fabulous, right? Like,
correct.
It's been fabulous.
Yeah.
I think as far as wrestling goes, every person in this tournament showed that these are the next level guys. These are the guys who you can get 5-star matches out of. Daniel Garcia, to me, in this whole tournament, is the only one who really took his character because I think they told him he was going to get 0 points. Like they had to tell him ahead of time.
Oh yeah, they
match.
Someone got to lose.
He took something because like he had zero points the whole time, but I cared for every time he came out because he was changing things little by little. Like Mark said, his character development was incredible because he started the tournament goofy as heck with cool and chans, and backing him up and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden he lost. He was cutting those backstage promos where he's like, I can do this. I'm going to do this. He came out to Bryan Danielson. The first thing I noticed, like, instantly, I was like, oh, dude, he has shorts on. He's wearing trunks. He's not wearing the pants anymore. And his character through the whole tournament got more serious and serious as it kept going. So it was kind of like the opposite of the Jericho story where he went from a wrestler to an entertainer. And in this tournament, it turned him back from this entertainer back into this wrestler. And I thought it was one of the best stories they told in the tournament.
Yeah, but I'm gonna before we jump off this, the person that's really putting the hammer to the nail for me is Daddy Magic, the one that reads the word jacket.
That dude is.
I love him on the mic.
Dude, he's walking entertainment.
I love him on the mic. I can listen to tough promos all the time. I don't know why.
His in-ring work is just okay. But the man is walking entertainment, dude. He starts talking and it's just pure entertainment.
He almost reminds me of Macho Man, especially when he does the hand gesture.
No, sometimes he can be a little cracked out if you ask me.
I mean, hey.
bro, I'd be like, dude, even before the promo starts, wide open, just so like. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, he's about to say something. He's about to start talking. He's about to start going in.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, the epitome. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's fantastic.
Love him on the mic. Main event: Bryan Danielson, Brody King. I mean, ruling, physical. I do say. I don't want Danielson to win this tournament, but he is working this eye gimmick very good and very well. Selling it, the way people keep going after it I like it. I just don't want him winning the tournament. Broly King, I just didn't see. Was he eliminated? Was that his last chance?
I believe so. Yes. Yeah, Brody's out.
But man. That I'm gonna put it like, I have a question. I'm gonna end it with a question. Okay. If you had to pick your poison to get chopped by Eddie Kingston or Broly King.
Is Brody wearing the cast?
No cast. Because old chop Broly King was giving Danielson, my God. I don't know who hits harder, Kingston or Broly.
Oh no,
So,
you speak. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go
your
Eddie
poison.
Kingston. I'll take Eddie Kingston.
I'll take Kingston.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I'll take Eddie Kingston. You speak about those chops, but those chops from Jay Lethal and Mark Briscoe, those were vicious chops, dude.
Oh yeah.
Those are two best friends just slapping the shit out of each other, and they loved every single moment. That was my favorite. That was my favorite match from AEW on Wednesday night.
With someone you freaking a friend, or in my case a father, sometimes you bring it up to a level that you don't work usually. It's like, yo, let's go in here and fucking kill it. And it doesn't matter if we're gonna kill each other, because when we get back, we're gonna hug it out. There's plenty of times. There's one wrestler.
There was a spot during the match, right? Jay Lethal, Mark Briscoe. Jay Lethal goes to the turnbuckle, standing in the corner. You know what I mean? Like, come on, come give me what you got. You know what I mean? And Mark is like, no, let's stand in the center of the ring. I want to fight you right here in the center. Jay Lethal walks to that man, and I know they're great friends. And I mean, he slapped him so hard in the face. I was just like, oh yeah, they're about to go in. And then every chop to the corner of those four turnbuckles were just vicious, but you could tell in both their faces they were having a great time. And you love to see stuff like that in wrestling.
Let me put it like this. If I'm in there, there's plenty of guys I love to be in there with. And if you don't hit me, I'm pissed. Motherfucker, you better lay this shit in, boy. I don't give a fuck. Let's go. Because it's just a respect thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a brotherly bond that you build from fucking each other up. It's almost, you guys know, you guys are brothers. How many times you guys fought and then hug it out? It's almost that same aspect.
What's a hug?
I never.
No, it was a good main event. Wrestling this week was great. Let's jump into some hot tags, you guys. We had some comments from YouTube. Let's start with Cody HGH Tower 9413. Shouts out to you. Thank you for commenting. We talked about one of John Cena's most famous rivals or rivalries. Who do you think of? And I like this comment right here. My man says it's JBL.
I like that. JBL.
What are your guys' thoughts?
I like that answer.
I think that's the most underrated, and people don't think of that feud enough.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's a very good,
That made John a star.
very good pick.
That was definitely one of the rivalries that elevated
Agree.
John heavily.
And I don't think people talk about it enough.
We had another comment. We talked about great rivalries. Brian was speaking on some rivalries. Our friend Kyle Ferrara, I hope I said that right, 8712 said, if Cody beats Roman, that's the rivalry instead of Roman and Seth. Do you agree?
Yes.
I agree, but it's not going to happen. I'm sorry to say it. You know, Roman's winning.
You can still feud. But I think Cody and Roman is one of those feuds that's going to last for a while. Like, that's going to, when you look back on each other's feud list, they're going to have each other's names on it.
True.
I think it's still Seth and Roman. Just because all the history. It's the Shield. It's the backstab, the chair shot,
but that's
the undefeated, in a sense, tribal chief, but he didn't really beat Seth in their match.
That's a fact.
It's like it's their story, who are beyond what anybody else is doing as far as right now. So when I think Roman Reigns 20 years from now, and I'm telling my son, like, Yeah, he about to be a Hall of Fame. The first thing I'm gonna say is his story with Seth is incredible.
True,
That's-
but right now, no, I think right now, no one cares about Seth and Roman. Everyone's caring about Seth and Punk.
I mean, that's right now. But at the end of the day, that Seth and Roman will always be the bread and butter when nothing else is there.
That's a fact.
True.
That's a
But
fact.
what else? But that's true. But what else you can do? They did everything. Remember, they've been rocking that feud for a long time.
I want to say the Roman and Seth hasn't really had that. It hasn't really had the spotlight for its own like thing. They've had their little, back and forth stuff, but it was never like, all right, it's me and it's you. And I feel like they need that, like the top dog situation. You know what I mean? Like, don't combine both belts. I think if Seth loses the heavyweight championship to whoever, everybody wants to see him lose the heavyweight championship. It's time to move on. I'm sorry to say it. It's time to move on.
No, I said no. I don't want to see the double.
The combined, the double belts, right?
I don't want to see no one holding more than one title for a long time.
When Seth does lose that heavyweight championship, I think it's time for him to really just go and do the Roman thing. But I think you can't do that. I think the only time you get Roman and Seth is if the bloodline isn't involved. And right now with Roman, everything is the bloodline.
Well, I always felt like what's going to end up happening is, there's been a lot of talks that Roman might go off and come back as like the new Brock Lesnar, the part-timer that is too big to beat, and he might even be babyface supposedly, whatever, all those rumors. If that is to be true, Seth is still going to be in WWE, and that would be that big feud like how Brock and Roman had, where Brock kept coming back to fight Roman. I think Seth and Roman will be the long haul story because Seth's not going nowhere. Come on, he's a lifelong WWE guy. I'm not even trying to like shit, but he's not the Hollywood guy. You know what I mean? So I really do feel like he'll be the face for a while, and Roman's gonna keep coming back just for him.
I think he does have a movie coming.
He has a little role.
He has a little part coming.
Role in a Marvel.
Some. A couple of one-liners.
Yeah.
The TV show. I don't know.
Well, our guy signed a new deal. Dirty Dom. You guys seen that?
5 years.
5 years. Everybody's been talking about it. You know what I mean? He's still young, 26 years old. So got 5 years. In the 5 years, what titles do you see him holding realistically?
He's going to be a Grand Slam champion.
Wow.
Woo!
Not in 5 years, though.
You know what?
He'll be a Grand Slam champion at one point in his career.
In the 5 years, man. What do you mean? We got money.
He said
money in the banks. We got options for Dominic. You know what I mean? Like that guy. Intercontinental USA title coming up. Money in the bank holder. Those things are coming.
I feel like he should have been in the United States tournament.
I mean,
at least rock it to like semifinals or something.
As far as Dom signing this contract, I think it just shows like not everybody's going to try to test this free agency and get as much money as can. Dom's happy. I think that made that very clear. Dom's very happy in the position that he's in.
Of course, look at the spot he's in.
Man.
Why risk that spot?
But think about it. If you're the hottest thing in the company, which respectively Dom is one of them, he could have easily played free agency. He could have easily said, "Well, I can go to AEW," but he didn't even bother.
Yeah, but he's the hottest thing in that company. Doesn't mean he's going to be the hottest thing in TNA, AEW, anywhere else. Again, he can get lost.
TNA, Brandon's watching TNA. That's all I'm saying.
You know it.
Yeah. Remember, he built his heat there. So if he goes somewhere else, he got to build all that shit back up.
I think it was no questions asked. You know what I mean? Apparently, his father also, re-signed a contract extension. So, why not do
he's
things?
Gonna retire there.
I gave him good money too.
Oh,
come on.
Oh no, Zombie King, you said that wrong. Dom is going to retire his father, is what you meant to say. That's why he signed.
No, I said Ray's going to retire.
Yeah. To Dom. To Dom, though.
I'm going to put him in the.
Yeah, it be Dom. Who else could it be?
It could be Drew McIntyre in a leather kilt.
Santos Escobar.
Oh, man. Yeah, only if he wears the leather kilt.
Logan Paul.
9s on it.
Logan Paul.
No.
The Miz.
You know what I
because
mean?
I'm-
It could be. It could be also.
Orton. I would like
Also,
to see
apparently, Bailey also signed a new contract with the WWE. She's sticking around.
You know what that
Multi-million-
means? You know what that means?
multi deal. Do you think that means? I mean, she came. All right, let's talk about it because this is a lot of free agency, and this is the most that I've ever seen as a wrestling fan. Like people just news articles and stuff saying like these wrestlers are signing like it's Tom Brady going to a new, like Tom Brady went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or like Carmelo just signed with the New York Knicks, or LeBron taking his talents to South Beach. This is kind of crazy that people are actually. I don't
It's
want
up
to say
there
no.
now.
It is crazy, right? It's crazy that people are actually watching the free agency on professional wrestling. Where are people going?
Yeah, it's like a thing.
Yeah.
It's like fucking ESPN.
It just means that there's places to go, and that's dope.
And that's really cool. Yeah, that's really cool. But we seen it. Mercedes Moné, she said, is she coming back? She needs more than old girl Charlotte Flair. How do you
got
got?
money thing for?
I mean, Charlotte Flair just tore her ACL, so I mean, give it to her, you know.
I mean, if you're gonna build, if you're gonna build the tag team champions, the Kabuki Warriors in the future, and they need a match at WrestleMania,
Can I fantasy book?
Bailey and Sasha
You
Banks.
know what I'm saying? I've been saying this, like, I don't know if I said it on a pod, but I've been calling Chance like every week. Yo, Sasha's coming back. He's like, why? How you figure? Because Damage Control and Bailey gonna break up, and when they jump her, who's gonna come save her?
Boston Hug Connection.
You know what I'm saying?
Boom, boom, boom.
It's not Izzy. It's not Izzy. Don't say Izzy.
Do you want Sasha Banks or do you want Mercedes Moné?
I want Mercedes Moné.
She won't do it.
You don't think so?
She won't give them. She won't give them the license.
Well, who said she has to give her licensing? It's her.
Yeah, you don't have to get
You don't have to-
this. You don't always.
That-
no.
It's over now, man. Matt Riddle.
Like AJ Styles, he owns his name. They can't take AJ Styles from him.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying.
John Cena is his legal name, and he doesn't own his legal name. The WWE owns his legal name.
Cody Runnels. You know, it's not Cody Rhodes. Yeah.
It took 2 years for them to get the roads on AEW. Like that.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
That's because nobody wants to listen to the American Nightmare. Cody
Well,
Reynolds.
If she was to come back, you don't bring her in as Mercedes Moné just because it's a bad call. The people that know her as Mercedes Moné are not watching WWE. That's just
But you want them to.
the people
You want them
the
to.
people that want Mercedes back in WWE want to see Sasha Banks.
I don't
They want
agree
to see
with that.
blue hair.
I mean,
want to see blue hair come down, looking. But
now we want flames in the hair. That's what we want.
with the boss things,
I agree.
He could do all
I
that,
agree with
though.
Martin.
I think all that would be possible with the Mercedes Moné name.
I don't know who that is.
It's Sasha
WWE.
Banks. Mercedes Moné. Like money in the bank.
Fucking that.
I agree with Martin. I think he's absolutely right. I think if you bring her back, it has to be Sasha Banks, just because you have all that extra merch in your warehouse that you need to get rid of. So,
That's true. And you know, I will say this: she did sign the merch that I got from her, Sasha Banks, and/or Mercedes Moné, depending on the thing.
True.
So you know, don't use me as a
True.
source. But
Don't use me. I'm just saying.
another signing was surprising. Well, not surprisingly, Matt Riddle to MLW.
that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
He's wrestling in Philly.
They keep working.
He's in Philly, January 6th. Who's coming with me?
What was that?
Like, y'all have y'all kept up with the MLW news?
Here and there.
Lawsuit against WWE, and this has been going on. That WWE has been contract tampering them. That's how they get a lot of their superstars. They've been blocking their TV deals and all this other stuff, right? Now WWE doesn't lose these kind of lawsuits, but y'all WWE settled. They settled for a lot of money. Apparently, this is big. MLW was going to win this lawsuit, so they settled. And then all of a sudden, the first thing they did with this, the settlement was announced that they got Matt Riddle, which I think is just an extra slap in the face. So
I mean,
I think it's
Could be signing big things.
Let's be honest. Matt Riddle is not like the biggest superstar there. I'm like, okay, you got Matt Riddle. Good for
I
you.
mean, he's a good wrestler,
it's a
though.
name.
Like,
I mean,
It's a name.
he definitely fills seats.
yeah, I think so. I'm like considering going to Philly on
But
January 6th.
it's not like it's like, oh my god, you took Matt Riddle. Oh man.
No, WWE didn't want him, so it's not like.
yeah, it's not like
But God forbid he went to AEW. Jungle Boy's out of a job, bro. I'm sorry.
who is that? Who's that?
Speaking of AEW, they're losing one of their greats. Sounds like Kenny Omega's going to be out for a while.
Man.
You guys, you think AEW is going to be okay without his absence or with his absence? I
Yeah.
should say.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to say like, oh yeah, but yeah.
Might be better for Kenny Omega at this point.
Yeah.
How about that? How about that promo from Chris Jericho with the Golden Jets?
He was like, don't worry, when you come back, the Golden Jets are waiting for you. Like, Chris, we want him to come back. Chill, bro.
He's like, oh shit, I ain't never coming back. Hey, I ain't never.
Question for you guys. With all these releases or not releases, all this stuff happening, who's an AEW original guy you could see going to WWE and just thriving?
Like main event off the rip.
Main event off the rip, an AEW original.
Do we consider Jay White an AEW original?
That's New Japan talent.
Yeah, that.
He was established. In my opinion, he was established.
I got mine.
True.
I got mine, guys. Ricky
Go ahead.
Starks. Ricky Starks.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like Ricky Starks. I like Ricky Starks.
He has it. He has the mic. He has everything.
Yeah.
I don't like. I hate the fact they tried to compare him to Enzo Amore. No disrespect to Enzo Amore, but I hate when they do that. I think Ricky Starks is his own league. Let's be honest.
That was more of a slight towards like Big Bill though.
I think it was.
It's like
I think it was more of a jab at Big Bill. I don't think anybody was trying to compare Ricky Starks to Enzo because Ricky Starks is 100 times better than Enzo Amore.
Yeah, but they ain't topping that hype they got. Like,
no, never. They will never.
Like, you can't teach that.
But men here, but I think one of the good answers would be Britt Breaker. I think if we just threw Britt in WWE, she would have been perfectly fine.
yeah.
Okay, I like that answer. I like Britt
Yeah,
Baker
I think
too.
Same. Britt Breaker would go to the E and be main event woman roster.
She would-
SmackDown or Raw.
What about a WWE guy going or a WWE woman going to AEW?
That's a good one. Let's see.
Yeah.
The answer is always John Cena. Like,
John Cena would thrive anywhere, man. You put him in fucking a bingo hole.
You know, I really want to say I'm gonna go like I'm not gonna reach too high. I'm gonna say Grayson Waller would be a star in AEW.
I think Austin Theory might be better in.
Yeah.
I feel like his wrestling style fits a little more of that.
I think Ricochet would thrive
Right.
at AEW.
Yeah, he would definitely be a star.
Oh, dude, main event him and Will again.
I also
In
think
London?
I think
Ooh,
you know who would be AEW World Champion? Kevin Steen.
oh,
I mean, like,
he was
calling that original, like,
yeah.
I know. I'm just saying. I think he'd be AEW champion. You know what I mean?
That's
Kevin
true.
Steen would be AEW champion.
But I think we all agree that John Cena would be 17-time AEW.
John Cena's OVW
already.
in 3 months.
John Cena would have
Randy
to
already
like this.
made it a point that he ain't going nowhere.
Like
but
that.
Randy can easily main event.
Let me hear what the down bad pick of the week is, Brandy. What you got this week?
Man, down bad pick of the week is actually going to J.D. McDonough.
Boom.
I gotta say he had a little bit of a rough week, man. He got kicked out of his own gang and replaced in a stipulation match, and he got put through the table. He said he had splinters in his back and everything. Now that's not the only reason I'm picking JD, guys. JD has been on a downward spiral since joining this group. He is like the punching bag.
He's like the runt of the
Runt of the litter. Like exactly what he is. His power levels are so low that Dominic Mysterio is higher than him. R-Truth is higher than him. Like it's crazy. Like Dominic goes little bros him from time to time. It's fantastic.
He does.
And with that stuff,
Never from Dom though.
it elevates down so much. Dom ain't the punch.
Yeah.
He was never the punching bag, but he's not the weakest link in that group now. But
Yeah.
Right.
you know, I had to check my sources to confirm if JD McDonough is really out the group and if R-Truth is in. And man, Wikipedia said R-Truth is in Judgment Day, and it did not say JD's name. So I must say it's confirmed. JD, you're down
It's
bad.
confirmed. Wikipedia said it.
You're down bad. You're down bad.
You're down bad.
He's down
You're
bad.
down bad. What? You're down bad.
With that being said, Zombie King double tap of the week.
Double tap. Chance, this is for you. I'm giving some light on your boy. Kevin Owens, Austin Theory, Smackdown. I really enjoyed that match, only because I feel like Kevin Owens and Austin Theory mesh and have very good chemistry with like each other. And I feel like that should be an ongoing feud for them. I feel like that feud can really elevate Austin and make, not, I don't want to say relevant again, but more relevant, I guess you would say. He
Right.
kind of took the back seat off after that the tag teams with Sammy and all that. So he's kind of riding the back seat a little bit. So I think a feud, an ongoing feud other than Sami Zayn, could help the both of them. So that's my double tap of the week.
I agree.
Austin Theory KO.
That's a good match.
Smackdown.
That's a good match.
Kevin Owens has done way more for Austin Theory's stock than Cena did.
Mm-hmm.
And anything he's done after that.
Mm-hmm.
More than the United States title did. Like Kevin Owens added way more to Theory's stock. And
Yeah, I enjoy their segments together.
Yeah.
The double punch, like they bounce off each other very well, and I think that should be a feud for them, a solid feud that can always go back to, and you can possibly put Austin Theory in that position that everyone's been wanting him to, but he just can't grab that brass ring yet. So maybe this feud can help him.
Possibly. And I'm hoping good things. Hoping good things for both guys.
Yes.
Martin, Chance isn't here, so do you have an indie wrestler of the week for us a little early?
I do. So I switched it up this time, guys. Usually I pick my indie wrestler. I pick someone who blows me away, obviously in the ring independently. But I'm going with a gimmick this time. Someone who I've been watching on GCW. Love GCW, by the way. And is on a hot winning streak. I think they're about to get a title shot. And I'm going with Santana Jackson. Santana Jackson, the king of pop wrestling, is one of the best things to watch. Like, I promise you, people, I know gimmick wrestling could be a little too much for some people because that's what he is. But I never get tired of watching him do everything he does. The moonwalk DDT, the nut grab on the roast, like everything he does. Even when he goes under the ring and pulls out the wolf mask, I don't get it. But when I hear the Thriller, I pop. He's gonna do the wolf mask thing. To me, is like a gimmick that, like Marcus was saying, you wouldn't be able to do it anywhere else, and no one else is ever gonna be able to do it. But like, it's incredible that he's getting away with it, and he invented like these moves that incorporate Michael Jackson. It's like a beautiful tribute, and for that, you get Indie Wrestler of the Week.
Boom. I like it. I'm gonna check him out.
Santana Jackson, Indie Wrestler of the Week. Congratulations. We've been getting some love. So you guys, Santana is pretty cool. He's the one thing that lacks him. He is at doing this. It's an independent gimmick. So he'll never, you'll never see in the likes of the WWE or AEW, and it's not him. You know what I mean? It's just that's something that just can't be portrayed.
Not full on Michael Jackson, but certain trades you can probably pull off.
Oh yeah, I mean the moonwalk DDT and everything else, but him just coming out as Michael, looking like or impersonating Michael Jackson, is just not something that I think any major promotion is going to be able to put on TV and try to get away with it because people get hurt. I'm telling you right now, man. I'm telling you, people like, dude, people like my father would be like, that's disrespecting Michael Jackson. That is so disrespectful. That you will get guys who aren't even wrestling fans just coming out and just shit talking on a guy who's just really just having a great time. And Santana Jackson does have a great time. His matches are really good. His everything about him is good. His gimmick is just not made for television like that. So
That's why you should watch GCW.
GCW.
yeah, that's facts. Chance isn't here. But I was reading a lot this past week, so I'm going to do the live from Dakota for him because it's something positive, something that we all love to see. And I read this. Bray Wyatt gets a legend contract, and he gets the legend contract, so the WWE is going to support his kids, and that's something I think that's a relief.
Hey,
you know what I mean, to both his families, his kids in general. And you love to see stuff like that. You love to see Triple H or whoever decided to come up with this step up and say, you know what, this man did a lot for our company in the little amount of time that he was here, so he deserves this. And if you're hating on it, saying
this is awesome, can we get a this is awesome chant? Yeah, that's awesome. Shout out to the E for being awesome like that.
That's
Supporting your wrestler's family.
That's love.
Amazing. That's love right there. It just shows how much Bray Wyatt meant to them and probably to the company and to everyone that's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's news you love to hear, news you love to see. Also, shout out to Dragon Lee tying the knot with his fiance, making her his wife. You love to see stuff like that too. North American champion doing big things in the WWE. So
got that WWE money, bro.
So that's live from the corner. I don't got a what are we doing? Because wrestling was good this week. Wrestling was really good. Nobody really deserved that spot. It almost went to Chase U, but then my girl saved them. So,
hey man, everyone loves a good accent.
Now she's gold. I love her. Please, more of her.
No, she is entertaining.
Yeah.
She is fantastic.
One thing I do want to say about NXT, my TV goes to Hallmark Channel a lot, and I constantly turn it on, and it's that. And the vibes I'm getting from the Hallmark movies, the holiday movies, is a lot like NXT. it's just a silly vibe,
Everyone's feeling.
It's just like
sitting by a fire.
I'm talking about like the way it's filmed, the way it's written, the way it's just the production of it all feels like NXT or vice versa. It's just like NXT is the Hallmark Channel of WWE Network.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah. Hey, that's all we got, Ringsiders, this week of wrestling. You already. It is.
That's a good point. Hallmark NXT.
It is. You fellas got any plugs you want to get up out of here while we get up out of here?
Yeah, man. Zombie King, you already know. Zombie King 91 on YouTube. Zombie King Instagram. Next match, obviously, it's going to be the holidays, so nothing's going on. But if you're in the Dover, New Jersey area, the 29th, we're having it down. So I'll post it on my Instagram. Stay tuned to that. Again, if you're in the Dover, New Jersey area, Warriors of Wrestling, 29. Come see me live.
As you already know, Brandy Savage here. You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter, X, Life and Times, LYFE.
All we care about is fucking Twitter.
It's the goddamn Twitter. Formerly X, formerly known as Twitter.
Gotta get away. Still lost it. Oh, get away. 2 breakouts. 1 false snap. 4 sides. OTR. Get that 4 sides. OTR.
Right there.
Follow us on all our socials. 4 Sides of the Ring podcast on Instagram. 4 Sides of the Ring on TikTok. 4 Sides OTR on Twitter. Follow me, Original Buddha _ on X and on Instagram. Other than that, Ringsiders, have a Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. We will catch you guys next week.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, y'all. Enjoy it.